Hi Ian, great session again last night. Just thought I'd give a quick video recap of the key point that we discussed. Obviously on the left hand side you're trying to get the club on the inside. You can see that the club clearly goes in on the way back. However, what we're not doing is we're not controlling the path of the sweet spot on the way down. So despite our best efforts of getting the club in, the club, and more importantly the sweet spot, which is what we're hitting the ball with, is tumbling forward and out in front of us all the way through the downswing. Gets onto the target line very, very early. That's your yellow line. Continues to go further out and then cuts across the golf ball. That's going to produce, pulls, cuts. You also started to identify that the right arm was straightening pretty quick. The wrists were unhinging pretty quick. And we discussed that these are a sort of subsequent effect of not controlling the sweet spot properly. So whilst you might notice that and you might want to think about that, as you're going to see shortly on the right hand side, if you start to control the sweet spot when you practice and the path that it's able to take into the golf ball, those mechanics start to change, and that then allows you to get familiar with the feels involved in hitting the ball straighter. So club was getting on the target line way too soon, and we talked about how you swing in a circle on a tilted angle and that we want to strike the golf ball on or just before the low point in that circle. When you do that, that means that you're going to be attacking the ball from the inside, providing we don't put the club on the target line too quick. So you can see when you look at that geometry, at no point really until impact is the club or the sweet spot going to be on the target line. So all we've done here is put an obstacle in your way. We've put the towel rolled up about an inch away from the toe end of your club, just to discourage the sweet spot drifting out. And what this means is that the club does still come on the inside on the way back, and that's through seasons of trying to get the club in. But importantly, what happens now is the outward force is starting to get reduced. So the club starts to come back a little bit less on the outside, more through the sort of upper right shoulder rather than the neck, like we were seeing earlier. And the sweet spot now starts to work down onto the right forearm, slightly behind the hands, staying on the inside and only hitting the target line at impact. As you do that, the right arm, if I stop it at a similar point in the swing, I'm just going to match these two swings up. We look at these at impact and then purr them up and work back. As you're controlling the path of the sweet spot, that's all we're doing at this point. We're not talking about the mechanics of it, just preventing the sweet spot drifting out. We see that the right arm doesn't straighten as fast. The chest doesn't open up as quickly. Right shoulder doesn't come as far forward as soon. And the wrist angles are maintained for longer. On the way through, we're able to then hit out the correct amount. You can see the club comes from the inside. This is on the right hand footage, and then works back on the inside as per the diagram on the top right hand corner of your screen. So I just thought it was a nice way of demonstrating to you how controlling the path of the sweet spot, controlling the direction of the sweet spot during practice can start to condition you to get the right feels, become familiar. Familiarity is the key thing here, and that's the thing that we've got to try and encourage through prolonged periods of practice. Good luck with it. If you've got any questions, feel free to give us a shout, and if you give us a call in the week, we'll put you in for your next session. Well done.